Welcome back. If this is your first video watching me, you should probably go check out a bunch of other ones first, because no, there's no need to stay in order. Stay here. Go back and watch the other ones later. If you know me, then this mug, you know that this mug is for me. If you do not know me personally, and you appreciate this mug, I appreciate you even more. We're treating this video like it's a Facebook Live, apparently. It's not, but it's fine. All right, let's go. So today, you guys, we are talking, in this video, we are wrapping up today's version of talking about this stimulus package, this COVID-19 stimulus package. Today, we're talking about the Small Business Paycheck Protection Program. So this is for small business owners, okay? And it's really it's for small businesses who have employees. Caveat, if this isn't your first video, then you've heard this already. This information is as of March 27th, 2020. This bill just passed the Senate and the House and is on its way to the president for signing. We need the president to sign off on it, and then we need to actually enact the bill into law. So what you're hearing in this video is what we know right now. There is still room for some updates, changes, tweaks, and there's definitely room for clarification. But I will share with you what we know now, and then please, please, please subscribe to this YouTube channel to get updates as they become available to me and I make them available to you. All right, Paycheck Protection Program. So this is a loan program for small businesses, but there is possible loan forgiveness, which is really exciting because loan forgiveness means free money, you guys. All right, so let's talk about how the loan amount is calculated first. If you watched the other video on the economic injury disaster, that's one where you kind of calculate how much you need to borrow and you apply for it. This one, there's a maximum amount that they calculate and will give you, all right? So the maximum amount of this loan is either 250% or 2.5 months worth of payroll payments, okay? So they use percentage. They say 250% of 1 month of payroll. I say 2.5 months of payroll. Same thing, just different. Depends on how you guys like to look at it. All right, and this payroll payment is going amount that when they're telling you 2.5 months worth of payroll payments, they're going to base it. Right now, they say they're going to base it off the previous year's average payroll. All right, they may update that to say most recent payroll. I don't know, but right now they're saying based off the previous year's average payroll. All right, there's some other stipulations. The maximum loan amount can be $10 million. Is going to be $10 million. And salaries that are above $100,000 can't be included in this calculation. All right, so those are the 3 steps to calculating the amount of the loan you can receive. 2.5 months worth of payroll payments based off previous year's average payroll, maximum loan of $10 million, salaries above $100,000 are excluded from that amount. With me? All right. Next exciting part, this loan is forgivable for any portion of the payment that is spent on payroll costs, interest on mortgages or rent obligations, or utility payments for the 8 weeks from the commencement of the loan, from the day you get the loan, okay, the date you get the loan up to 8 weeks later, okay, as long as that full amount that you received in that loan, in this Paycheck Protection Program loan, is spent on those things, payroll costs, interest on mortgage, rent obligations, utilities, it will be forgiven. All right. A few things though. The amount of forgiveness can be reduced if the employer reduces the number of employees compared to last year. So what they're saying is if you laid people off or you had to let people go, part of that amount that you received is no longer going to be forgivable. And that makes sense, right? Think about it. They gave you an amount based on how many employees and the amount of money you were paying out to employees. And if you cut down that number and you still got the amount of money based on that number, those don't click, okay? So the amount forgiven can be reduced if you as the business reduces the number of employees, Or if you, and this part, thank you, Jamie Troll. Sorry, side note, if you guys do not follow Balance CFO, Jamie Troll, she has been my go-to to bounce ideas and make sure we're understanding this bill together. And so this part came straight from her because I missed it. It's if the employer reduces the pay of any employee by more than 25% based on over last calendar quarter, for a portion of that amount can no longer, or the amount of forgiveness can be reduced. That's the way to say it. The amount that is forgivable can be reduced. All right, so those two things, I'll say those again because I was kind of all over the place. The amount of the loan that is forgiven, if spent on those things we talked about, is 100%. Some of that forgivable amount is going to decrease if you get rid of employees or you reduce employees' pay by more than 25%. All right, there's an easy way to say it. Boom. Keep in mind, it says that you can rehire workers that you previously laid off and not be penalized. So maybe you laid people off before you knew this was a thing, and now that you know that it's a thing, you can have the money and you can rehire them. Great. No penalty for you. I think that's it. No, there's one more caveat. I put it at the bottom. And I thought I highlighted it, but I guess not. So if you watched the last video about the $10,000 grant money, okay, if you receive that, so if you apply for the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan and you receive that $10,000 of essentially grant money, you can't then $10,000 of this money becomes not forgivable. Does that make sense? Let me see again. Jamie, thank you. She wrote this. Let me go to her website real quick because the way she wrote it makes way more sense. Okay, so while we're waiting for this Paycheck Protection Program, because you can't apply for this yet, okay? SBA loan that we were just talking about and that we talked about in the last video, you can apply for it right now. As of the date that I recorded this, which I think is the 27th, the Paycheck Protection Program is not available to apply for yet. But in the meantime, you can apply for that SBA loan that we talked about, get your $10,000 advance, and then if you receive that, you get that $10,000, and then if you qualify for this loan as well, that $10,000 advance is subtracted from the forgivable amount. Thank you, Jamie Troll. Okay, so the $10,000 grant money that you receive from the SBA loan advance is subtracted from the forgivable portion that you receive from this Paycheck Protection Program. You can roll it together, but basically no double dipping, right? All right, sorry guys, that was a little convoluted at the end, but we got there. All right, so as more things develop, as we get clarification, as we get details and answers to some of our questions, I will post them on this YouTube channel. So please subscribe so you get notification of those updates. Otherwise, we'll see you. We'll see you in the next video that comes around.